Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about a bunch of meme coins. We will be covering Turbo for the first minute or two and then comparing it to other coins. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join the community, highly recommend so. We called out this Ethereum buy the other day, and look, it smashed, right? We see calling it out, and anyone that took it would make pretty much 1 to 4 times their amount of money. But listen up, ladies and gentlemen, right? The thing I want to talk about is some of these meme coins, including Turbo. So we'll just start off with Turbo right away. And oh my God, has Turbo blown my mind? Okay. I always believed in this project. I always believed this project would have been a top 10 coin, even all the way back, all the way here, right? I mean, ever since I started talking about this coin, it was somewhere around this price. When I saw it, I was like, hey guys, look, Turbo looks like it's going to break out. And then literally, it broke out. I remember I also called the reversals here, right? And we've just been covering the coin ever since. So look, man, Turbo has absolutely smashed it. I mean, just this week alone, it is currently up, 120% roughly, and at one point, even 168%. Now, if you bought somewhere at the bottom a couple weeks ago, right, let's just say somewhere here, you would have been up very, very nice. And I mean, oh my gosh, you are going to be up very, very nice once this coin continues the momentum it is continuing, right? So look, this thing has bursted out. Even something like Myro woke up recently, right? We see Myro is, exploding. Of course, Myro, went all the way down into the dumps. But, in the last 2 days, I would just say it has gone up, what, roughly 70%? Yeah, 75% currently, and even 1.111%. So you could have made a nice bag. Obviously, it was risky for like a coin like this. But look, man, it is no coincidence that these coins are pumping the way they're pumping. People said meme coins will be dead. And ladies and gentlemen, I always knew those people would be wrong. Sure, can certain meme coins be dead? Absolutely, right? Certain meme coins will not recover that much. Certain meme coins will just barely recover to its highs. And, there will be actually a handful of meme coins because there's so many of them that are going to be pretty much flatline forever. But look, man, something like Turbo, always had faith in it, right? We knew institutions were buying this coin. We knew that, big boys are getting involved with this token. And yeah, man, I mean, it's not a coincidence that Turbo has pumped the way it has pumped in the last 2 days. Look, we will also cover some other coins, right? These are the top coins at this current moment, right? Just scrolling down, we can see that, we have Doge, Pepe, Trump, Bonk, Fartcoin, Floki, Wood, Whiff, SPX, Bread. So a lot of these names that we're familiar with: Pengu, Popcat, Turbo, right? Sheems, Milena, Mew, Baby Doge. I mean, a lot of these coins that we know. Toshi is here. I mean, this AI one is Giga Chad, right? So look, obviously meme coins, like I said, they're always going to be around. But if we look at what has pumped in the last 24 hours and then after the last 7 days, I mean, it should not be a surprise. So we can see, right, in the last 24 hours, something like Nero has pumped up a lot. Ski has pumped a lot. Turbo, Trump, right? We knew Trump is going to be an inevitable win because, I mean, let's be honest, it's trading like the S&P 500 with this manipulation and such. And we can see, right, other coins have done well in the last 24 hours. But the thing I want to focus on is the last 7 days. Ladies and gentlemen, we can see that, when we go to the 7 days in the last week, we can see, Nero has gone up. But the thing is, this isn't the other Nero that's on Ethereum. There were multiple. See this one too, right? This one has a, decent pump as well. So multiple coins there, but pretty much Turbo, right, from the established coins is number one. And I believe truly this coin will be a top 10 coin in the future. But we can see in general this week 90%, 90%, 77%, 66%, 59%, 59, 56, 55. I mean 51%, right? 51, 50. I mean, look, these coins are having a bounce back. What is that telling you, ladies and gentlemen? The institutions are buying. People are coming back. The bandwagon is here, right? We have Bitcoin sitting at what? Almost $94,000, ladies and gentlemen, right? We talked about this coin, Bitcoin coming up and looking to reclaim these very, very important levels. And at this current moment, we are chilling there. Okay. We are chilling here. Now, we still have a couple days for this to close. So, very, very important. But overall, it is looking very, very fantastic. Once we start closing here, we probably won't be going much lower than, we probably won't ever dip below 90K again, unless it's like a very quick sweep and recovers within a couple minutes, maybe 1 hour. But, this candle close is going to be absolutely crucial. So, what does that mean? Well, for me, ladies and gentlemen, that I believe, if you're going to be buying coins now, right, you had your prime chance, a month ago, even 2 weeks ago, right? 2 to 5, 6 weeks ago, you had a lot of prime opportunities. Now you're still going to be getting good deals, but obviously you're going to be paying more of a premium price. Something that I think is still worth, buying, right? We're going to cover some of these meme coins if we actually go back to the market cap, right? Of course, something like Doge, Shiba, you'll always get decent gains. They're always going to be safer, but at this point, right? I don't see them popping off as much as other coins. And I would rather just put my money into projects that could do even better and have actual real utility, like ICP, Caspa, Render, AKT, Flux. I mean, there's a bunch of other coins, right? So for me, these are the type of meme coins that I don't really care about. Pepe, when it was super, super cheap, maybe could have been consideration, but it was more like, nah. Trump coin, actually, I missed out on Trump coin, like it was sitting around $8. I do believe something like Trump coin will do wonders. Like I said, it trades like the SPX. So for me, this is probably going to hit a decent amount of market cap. In my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if this coin is going to be one of those coins that hits 35 to 45 billion in market cap. So fading it around the 1 to 1.5 billion market cap was a little mistake from my end. I still might get into it, but we will see, right? We will see. But look, yeah. So Trump coin, good. Bonk, how I always felt about Bonk. Bonk was always a decent purchase in my eyes. We talked about it. How, I believe, for risk to reward is probably, right in a golden spot, right? It has fantastic risk, has fantastic reward potential, especially when it was all the way down here, right? When we're talking about like what, 700 million market cap, 800 million market cap. It's one of those coins I believe that could hit like 15, 20 billion market cap. So buying it at that price range, absolutely, fantastic. Even now it's good. Turbo, right? We talked about Turbo, where I believe Turbo is pretty much a bonk, slightly more risky, just slightly, but has way more reward. And we see, right? We see something that Turbo has popped off, right? Fartcoin is going to do probably decent. Floki, I always gave Floki some of his flowers. I said it's going to be a competitor, with the fact that it's on Solana. This SPX coin might do decent. Bright, like I said, is always okay, but it's pretty much the number one base coin. Pengu, I'm not too high in it. Popcat is decent. Of course, our boy Turbo. And of course, the other meme coins start falling off slowly. Right at this point, I would personally stay away from most of these. I mean, Mog, we talked about how the volume is fairly low. There's some other issues. This AI coin, some of these structures on these coins, I don't like them. They're just like a pump and dump type scenario. What comes super fast is just what, how it comes back down. If something goes up super fast, it comes back down super, super fast as well. So, Toshi, decent, right? We talked about Toshi, how it was probably going to hit like what, 150 million market cap or so, or even less. All right, there was a sweet, sweet zone. Yeah, once we pumped, we had certain zones marked up. The 100 million mark, the 100 million zone was like our sweet zone. I remember making a video about it. So, decent buying opportunities. You still have great, opportunities to be buying. Remember, you are going to be buying once it's pumped up a decent amount. So if some of these coins retrace, 10, 15, 20% from their position, don't worry, right? Don't worry. Ponki, right? The marketing, I think Ponki is a dark horse this cycle. Cock Inu, Avalanche, I believe in Avalanche. Don't know how big, you know, meme coins will be on Avalanche. There may be a meta at one point. So this is like a, very big risk. I have a little bit of cock inu, but not nowhere near worth, really mentioning or talking about. And yeah, we can see other coins, Mudang, whatever, but all these coins have pretty much fell off a cliff. A lot of these coins were at one point on the front page. So chill guy, I mean, you're up 50% and yet you're still 672nd. Talked about it, warned people about this coin, said absolutely stay away. Degen, right? It fell off a cliff. I mean, Farpo. I mean, all these coins just they never really, I mean, Tate really, you think Tate's going to have a huge resurgence and pump? It might have one decent pump during the cycle, but very, very risky overall. I mean, this coin down 54% on the week, not, not what you want. And of course, at this point, we're getting into like crazy, crazy territory. I remember this purple Pepe. Um, yeah, so not really worth. Pepe, honestly fell off a cliff. Very, very unfortunate. This is like one of the things I was super wrong about. I did think it was actually going to do pretty well this cycle. So this is an L on me, right? Can't always win, but luckily for me, I don't have too much of this coin. I just have like literally $100 of it. So, I do think I will be able to recover my money, and I think actually maybe even make like 2 or 3 or 4 times. But yeah, it happens sometimes, but that is why I didn't really put much money into it because I was like, I don't have faith in you. Plus, it's a meme coin, and it kind of just started already at a couple 100 million market cap. So, yeah. But look, overall, we've been fairly right about these coins, right? I will do official meme coin tier list in the near future. But right now, we're just having a general discussion. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about meme coins. If you're still buying them, if you're going to be selling them, do you still have faith in the crypto market, in the altcoin season? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm always intrigued to hear your opinion. And yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.